Good afternoon, everybody. A YouTube user by the name of Heath Danilwich, hope I'm getting that right, left a rather insightful and interesting comment on one of my videos. It asked the question, why right-wingers would be against defunding the police if they themselves typically lean towards lack of government interference in people's lives. Honestly, it's a good question, it's a good critique, and it does point out something that may be looks like a little bit of an incongruence in right-wing ideology. And I think I may have puzzled it out. It's actually a pretty good question, but I also might have a pretty good answer. And the answer is this. To the question, why right-wingers would simultaneously love individual rights, love small government, but be against defunding police departments. The simple answer is because, for the most part, right-wingers tend to believe and have a heavy, strong belief in property rights. And property rights are important. They're kind of the basis upon which every successful civilization is founded. So let me go ahead and expand on that. Right-wingers heavily believe in property rights. You are not going to find a right-wing communist or a right-wing collectivist or a right-wing what have you who believes that everybody should hold properties in common. Most of them are heavy into the belief of the tragedy of the commons, which honestly does seem to be the correct assessment of the matter, in which things held in common, meaning owned by everybody, will be taken care of by nobody. If there is no individual responsibility, then there will be no individual action to maintain and upkeep things, simply put. So where do police fit into the matter? Well, you can't have property rights if you don't have property, simply put. And in order to acquire property, typically speaking, you have to leave your house to go work to acquire it. For instance, good example. Let's go ahead and say Bill. Let's call him Bill. Bill goes out, works a solid 8 hours, gets a nice little hefty paycheck, and then after enough of these paychecks, Bill buys himself a car. That car is now his property. Bill then goes off to work one day, comes home, and finds his car has been stolen. Why the hell would Bill ever work another day in his life? If his property can just be stolen when he's not there, then he's never going to leave his property. And if you can never leave your property, odds are you can't be a functional member of society. You can't work, you can't acquire property. And I know there are people who can work from home, but the fact of the matter is that for the most part, people need to know, or at least need to think, that their property, their family members, their vulnerable people, that they're all protected when they leave to go off and do all of the things that are necessary to keep this civilization going. Why would an electrician ever leave his home if he thought his family was in danger of being attacked while he was gone? This is where the police come in. Police patrol neighborhoods. Police stand around, well, armored, and ostensibly will stop people from violating property laws. They'll stop people from stealing. In theory. They'll stop people from attacking other people without cause, in theory. But this is why most right-wingers, despite the fact that they don't want government interfering with people's lives, they don't want government interfering with people's lives unless the other people are violating property rights. Which, again, that's typically the right-wing position. I know it's not the entire right-wing position, but that tends to be why they like the police. Right-wingers tend to like the police because right-wingers like the idea that they can play the game, that they can acquire things in the game, wealth, property, assets, things like that, and that those things will be theirs, even if they're not always around to defend them from would-be thieves. And honestly, I hope that's cleared that up, because honestly, let's think about this. If we didn't have that guarantee as a civilization, why would anyone go to work? Why would the plumber go to work? Why would the electrician go to work? The farmer, the doctor, anybody? Why? Why would you ever work to attain things if those things could just be stolen? Without that, civilization cannot grow. I'm sure it could function in some, hunter-gatherer limited capacity, but it wouldn't grow to the lengths that we have now. It wouldn't grow. We wouldn't be reaching out to the stars to explore asteroids. We wouldn't be pulling apart the atom to see what makes it work. And that's basically it. Specialization is the key. So, once again, it's a gorgeous day out. Nice, rainy. I hope you all have a very nice day.